A lot of times when I'm talking to clients that are moving to this area, they have a question about what is there to do there. I think because they're searching for Roseville, or maybe they're searching for Sacramento area, they end up finding places that, naturally you would go to, like where are the best schools, where are the safest neighborhoods, what is the quality of living like? And a lot of times these areas that are safe, that have the best schools, they might not be shown as the most social or the most happening or fun neighborhoods. So a big question that I get from people is, what is there to do for fun? Of course we want a safe community. Of course we want, good schools for maybe resale value. But if you're not a family and you're not looking specifically for the best schools or for the safest, absolute safest neighborhood, you might overlook Roseville thinking that there's just not a lot to do here. And unfortunately, or fortunately for you watching this video, you're gonna find out that that's just not the case. There are several neighborhoods here in Roseville that I would call maybe the more social neighborhood, that whether you have a family or not, you can still benefit from all of the surrounding offerings that the neighborhood has access to, and just relatively social community. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the 5 most social neighborhoods in Roseville, and one of them isn't quite what you think, so stick around for number 5. So when I think about social neighborhoods, I think about some of like the coolest neighborhoods around, right? You think about things that can walk to a restaurant maybe. You can walk to some trails, or just able to get out and mingle with the community. I think about things like that maybe have access to downtown. Now, Roseville doesn't have a massive downtown area, but they do have historic downtown Roseville. So I think about that when I think about cool areas. I also think about like areas that just have a bit more character and kind of have like that hip vibe, which also is parts of older Roseville. I think this is gonna be a good mix of homes. So we got historic downtown Roseville, we got some new shopping center areas, we've got some hidden gems and hot spots, and this list is going to cover quite a variety of spots. So first up on my list is the Cherry Glen and FOLSOM neighborhood. Now, these are 2 separate neighborhoods, but they're very close to each other, and they kind of surround, or they've kind of got the downtown Roseville area cornered in a way. These are both awesome neighborhoods. They're in Roseville, and it's one of the most walkable neighborhoods. So there are several restaurants, bars, parks, coffee shops, and just shopping spots nearby. One of my favorite things to do in downtown Roseville is Tuesday night market. And that's where basically a lot of the street vendors come out. They close down part of the street, and there's food, there's music playing, there's some like old cars that show up typically to showcase their classic cars. And it's just a cool vibe for both families and single individuals. There's also a lot of events in downtown Roseville that are really cool beyond just the Tuesday night market. There's Thursday food truck mania, I think is what it's called. There's Wine Down Wednesday, where in the middle of the town hall or civic center area, they have booths set up, and it's like a wine tasting event. They do concerts in the park, they do movies, and all of this is happening right there in that downtown area. So if you live in Cherry Glen, if you live in FOLSOM, and really any of those communities in between, neighborhoods in between, you're gonna have a pretty fun neighborhood to live in. Number 2 on my list is likely my favorite neighborhood. It's the neighborhood I've actually lived in 3 different homes in this one neighborhood. And the reason why that I think it's the coolest, one of the most social neighborhoods to live in, has a lot to do with its location. Just like the neighborhoods that I mentioned earlier, you have access to things within relatively short walking distance, or at least like a short Uber ride or a short drive, right? In the Highland Reserve neighborhood, you're 1 mile from the mall and from the Fountains shopping center, which makes it super convenient to socialize at the restaurants, bars. You can go shop at the mall or the stores. And this location makes it really easy to hop on the freeway and head west to Sacramento, or east to the mountains, depending on what sort of social environment you're looking for. If you're looking for more of a true downtown environment, then you're gonna head west to Sac. And if you're looking just to get away, escape with some friends or family, get out, hit the slopes, or hike in the mountains, then you're gonna go east. And I like living here because you have really quick access to get on the freeway and make those things happen. And again, a lot of the shopping and some of the more modern restaurants and amenities are right here in the Highland Reserve area. Now, number 3 on my list is West Park Village. Listen, this is one of those neighborhoods that's gonna show up on the top rating for like safety, schools. It's going to give a very family-esque, super suburban kind of vibe, right? By some definition, there's not like a ton of that like character that you might find in a more established community. They're tract homes for the most part. However, West Park Village is this little square within West Park, and those homes do have some character. They kind of have almost like an East Coast sort of vibe on one of the streets where you have a stoop out front, you know, like a nice porch. Your garage is in the back. You have alleys, which is a little bit unique to Roseville. But the reason that I put this up on my social list is because they do have a relatively new commercial center that just went in. And I mean, yes, you got the parks. Yes, you have the great schools, but then you also have this commercial area, and they've got, you know, a really cool coffee shop down there. They've got a nice restaurant down there. There's a gym that just opened up recently. It's kind of like a CrossFit gym, and there's more stuff coming soon. And this is all just in that little West Park Village. So that makes my list for the 3rd social neighborhood in Roseville, mostly because of those things I just mentioned. Oh yeah, and before I forget, it's also relatively close to Mahaney Park. Now, Mahaney Park is cool because they have rec league basketball going on. They've got a football field, so they do outdoor soccer there and they do football. And the batting cages is cool. But then what's also cool is you have the dog park. So there's a dog park there. What a great opportunity to get out and socialize with other dog owners. It's a big park, so there's always dogs there over the, during the weekend and some of those hot days. And it's just a great way to go and, mingle with other people and be social. It is a little bit of a drive. So most likely if you live in West Park Village, you're gonna drive because it's about 2 miles down the road, 1.5 miles down the road from that community. But it's a great place to go socialize outdoors if you're into games or dogs. Okay, number 4 up on my list is Stoneridge. Now this neighborhood is more expensive than the other 3 neighborhoods, and for good reason. The neighborhood has some beautiful homes and a variety of sizes. You can get anything from a 1,500 square foot home up to a 4,000 square foot custom built property. The reason that I put it on my social list is because similar to the Highland Reserve neighborhood, it's very close to some of those newer modern amenities. It's got a brand new beautiful gym. Lifetime Fitness is right there. It's close to Sunsplash, which is a water park here in Roseville. So if you have the family and you want to get out and socialize and have fun in that regard, then it's just right down the street from the neighborhood. And it's also relatively close to the hospital. Now, I don't expect you to socialize at the hospital, but a lot of people are attracted to this area because if you're a nurse or you're a medical professional, and yeah, you might not have a big family, you might be looking for an area that's a little bit more hip and fun, but you're right next to work and you can always travel to socialize. You can hit the freeway very easily and go down to Sacramento. You can hit parts of near the Highland Reserve area like the mall and the fountains very simply. So there's a whole lot of opportunity for you to go Uber or Lyft or even drive to go socialize, but then you're right next to your office or right next to the hospital where you might be working. So another reason I love this neighborhood, and maybe not so much on the social aspect, but it's connected to some really amazing trail systems, which basically go from like Granite Bay all the way into downtown Roseville. And if your way of socializing is just getting out and seeing other people as they're being active and you're doing active things as well, then this could be a great neighborhood for you. And last but not least on my list is the social neighborhood for the 55 plus. There's more than one neighborhood in Roseville for 55 plus retirement age folks. However, the largest one, and no doubt the most social one, is Sun City Roseville. If you're 55 years or older and you're looking for social, fun community to live in Roseville, then Roseville's Sun City by Del Webb is probably the spot that you're gonna wanna go to. It's not only a retirement community in Roseville, but it's the biggest and it's the most active in terms of social setting. There are dozens, and I mean dozens, maybe even 100 clubs that you can join. I mean, everything from pickleball clubs, there's RVing clubs, you name it, there's likely a club for it. There's thousands of people that live in this neighborhood, and there's a lot of resources that you can benefit from. It's home to a full-size 9-hole golf course, as well as a full-size 18-hole golf course. There's a restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There are several trails within the community, so getting out and just cruising around. Some folks have golf carts even though they don't golf. They just drive around and kind of cruise the trails and meet up with friends throughout the neighborhood and have some fun in that way. In fact, on Thursday night, you'll see many folks pulling in on their golf carts into the clubhouse to grab a table at the restaurant because Thursday night is prime rib night and it's become somewhat of a hot thing in Sun City. And you know, one of the other benefits of this neighborhood is you don't have to just stick within this community. You can stretch out a little bit. You can go over to that Mahaney Park that I mentioned earlier. It's very close to Mahaney Park. So if you have a puppy or a dog and you want to go socialize with other dog owners, there's a great place to go do that. From most spots within Sun City, you can walk there, but it's a quick drive as well. And you know, you don't have to just stay within the neighborhood. So those are my top 5 most social neighborhoods in Roseville. If you think I missed out on one, or you have questions about your specific preference, right? Then reach out to me directly. I'm always looking to answer questions of folks that are looking to move to the Roseville area. And honestly, your questions give me content ideas. So send me a message. Let me know if you're planning on making a move this way or if you have questions about this community. I'm Jeff Goolsby, by the way, from the Goolsby Group. It's my mission to help people win in real estate. And a lot of the reason I do these videos is so that you can get a better understanding on the community and pick the home that works for you when the time comes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.